Hi guys, Alex Taylor down at Lytham Golf Academy, and today we're going to compare low spin and high spin drivers. Right then guys, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe below, push the bell below to get notifications on all my videos. But today, like I said at the start, we're going to compare low spin and high spin drivers and see which is the best. Now obviously we get told so much nowadays about maximising driver, being high launch, low spin, but can we go too far with that? And if we do, what are the trade-offs and what can be the benefits to maybe having a driver that spins a little bit more? So we're going to hit 5 real balls on GC2 with a low spin setup and a high spin setup of driver. We're going to look at the results, come back, talk you through it and see, could you be using the wrong setup of driver? Maybe, could I as well? Okay then guys, so I'm going to use the TaylorMade M4 for both drivers, but I'm going to use the 9.5 head lofted down to keep the spin off it, and I'm going to use the 12-degree head for the high spin. I know from testing both of these are going to give me the kind of numbers I'm looking for, but like I said, 5 real balls, GC2, and let's see whether we want low spin, high spin, or maybe something in the middle. So we're going to go low spin option first off. And off we go. So the ball's setting off down the right hand side, just starting to turn at the top of its flight. So pitching in that right side of the fairway, just under 300 yards. Okay, so certainly lengthwise, pretty good. And we could see there, spin numbers nice and low. Shot 2. So setting off a little bit straighter. Again, turning at the top of its flight. This one should be a bit more comfortably into the fairway. Hopefully it won't run out of room. And again, just over 300 this time at 303. Again, you know, I wouldn't say no to those. So playable to begin with. So I've actually got the software on the 9th hole at the Brabazon, so it's a little bit right to left, so would probably suit my normal shape with driver anyway. So again, another good strike, maybe just setting off a little bit too straight. Turning over, is it going to make the carry? Just pitching in the face. Just finishing out 271. Okay, so nearly. And certainly lengthwise. It's an interesting tee shot this, because like I said, it would fit my eye playing on the golf course. And it's a long hole, so if I can get that tee shot out there, it means that I've got that shorter iron into the green. So again, setting off better, but again, just turning a little too much. So it's going to get over the trap, and again, just in that left rough. Right then, so could do with getting another one in play. Percentage wise, only 50% so far, which is different if you're hitting it 350 off the tee, but for my length, you need to be in play a little bit more often. So setting off a little bit further right, just not turn that one quite enough. Is it just going to hang on? No. Pitching in the semi and running into that right rough, but good distance still at 294. Right then guys, so we saw there, spin numbers were good as we saw the individual shots. Distances were very good as well for me, but for me not hitting enough fairways there, so being in a little bit of trouble, being out of position, maybe not being able to get to the green. So I know that the 12-degree head is going to spin quite a lot more. So in theory, I know this should cost me some distance, but again, equally theory, some of those ones where I was a tiny bit out with low spin might be a bit more playable with this one. So it'll be interesting to see, first of all, do I hit more fairways? But also, what, if anything, do I sacrifice on distance as a result of that extra spin? So 12-degree head, exactly the same shaft, the Atmos stiff, 5 shots, high spin driver. So again, strikes felt good, setting off down that right hand side, very similar to that last one with the low spin driver. A little bit softer flight. Is it just going to hang on? Just in the right edge at 273. Right, well there's a start. Nicely on the short stuff. And it is that thing about, you know, I'm a big believer that distance is important off the tee, but we obviously saw at the Ryder Cup that ability to keep the ball on the short stuff. But those guys, the European lads, aren't hitting it nowhere. They're still hitting it a really good distance and on the short stuff. So, shot 2, high spin. So again, another good solid one. Setting off right centre. This one turning a little bit more than the first one. So this one's going to be comfortably in the fairway. Again, not quite as long as the low spin. But still 279. Oof, 2 from 2. Don't think I've ever had a video where I've hit every fairway. So, pressure. Usual pressure is don't hit the camera. Okay, shot 3. Again, setting off just down the right. This one might just run out of room. Just sits down a little bit quicker. And now it's going to be okay. And again, just under 280 at 277. And again, nice one in play, but we can certainly see straight away there, not getting anything out around that 300. Everything kind of, so far, much more kind of 270 to 280, which is still decent distance. Last couple. Again, setting off in the same place as the previous one. Just turning a touch more at the top of the flight. Again, a good solid strike though. Just getting out 280, middle of the fairway. Right, 4 from 4. So here's the pressure one. This for 100% accuracy on fairways. If I can get the tee to stay on the ball, that'll be the start. Okay, last one, high spin driver. Again, almost identical to these first few shots, down that right centre. This one just not turning quite as much as the previous few. Might just run through the edge. No, just going to cling onto that right side at 269. Right then guys, so clearly there, high spin, much more accurate. Again, I could argue part of that is me, but certainly the higher spin, much more noticeable in accuracy, but definitely that distance back. So let's jump across, recap low spin versus high spin drivers. Right then guys, so I think we can see there some interesting results. So definitely accuracy wise was much better with higher spin, which again is predominantly what we'd expect to see. A lot of guys when they drop down to 3 would presume a lot more accurate just because of the length of shaft. It's not so much that 3 wood's generating a little bit more backspin, giving a little bit more control. Now what we did see with the lower spin option though is there is significantly more distance, and the good ones are definitely out there, probably in a chance for me to attack the flag, But when we're offline, we're a little bit wider, which potentially brings trouble a bit more into play. So it's kind of that risk reward thing even with driver, isn't it? If you want to go as low spin as possible, you might sacrifice a little bit of accuracy, but for some extra distance. You might want to go, if you're someone inaccurate, you might want to go fairly high spin. I mean, not ridiculous, just over 3,000, which will get you much more control, but maybe sacrifice a little bit of distance, get you a little bit back, but in play. Or you might be happy going right in the middle, sacrificing maybe a tiny bit of accuracy and picking up a little bit more of that distance. But the key as ever is to get down, get fitted, and find the driver that gives you the best of what you're looking for, distance or accuracy, or the best of distance and accuracy. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like and share it, comment below. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.